They were both really stuck on stupid. Like Saturday afternoon, like she left on Saturday, took her 2 trips in the middle of the night.
She left here in the night?
Yeah.
Saturday night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I told him, like, I don't know.
Was Derek here when she left?
No, he was in the motel with me.
Oh, okay. Saturday night they were, and she left the motel twice Saturday night.
Well, she had to make 2 trips to get all her stuff because she took too much stuff with her because she was just being a woman.
Exactly.
And with too much stuff.
Right. So that was their tent where they were living.
Yeah.
I found some of her little. I know Tina very well. All her little lotions and perfumes in her pocketbook. I know.
I left Derek's stuff in the motel room. I'm sorry. I just.
Which motel? Do you think somebody may still have it?
You could go across the street and talk to him.
What's the motel? What's the name of the motel?
Motel 6.
Motel
it's right
6.
across the street.
All right. And this was Saturday night that you were with them. Y'all stayed in a motel Saturday night. They were not. Y'all didn't stay out here.
No.
Okay.
Well, but she did.
Oh, she left.
She left. They had a big fight. And, like, I know very little. Like, I'm 56 years old, and I thought about it, and it's like, what do I know about relationships? What do I know about marital disputes? Like, I don't know squat. And they had a really big fight. Like, I wish I never met you. I hope I never see you again. And I hung out with him for a couple hours, and he's denying he did crack, but I found out he did do crack.
Yeah, but he was done with that. He had moved on to like fentanyl, Sabaton. He had went on to something a little more longer lasting.
Except he did do crack. I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry,
it's okay.
but I heard.
You tell us the truth. That's what we're here for. You keep talking. You tell us the truth. What you know of Derek.
I mean, he denied it to me, but like even after she left, he still denied it to me. But our friend who did their laundry for him, she said he did crack. He wanted more crack, and she refused to give him a ride again to get more crack. And Tina got really pissed because she's a crack addict, and I hate crack.
And this was all Saturday night?
Yes.
Well, that's what led up to Saturday night.
That's what led up to the fight. Was him wanting more crack and her getting mad and her coming back to get her stuff. And
well, yeah, it's like.
But she done it too?
No. She nodded
didn't
out.
do crack?
She used to do crack. What Derek told me is she's a crack addict, but she stopped.
Oh.
And she's on methadone because I guess she's also.
We knew that she had to go to the clinic. She went and got her dose every morning.
Yeah.
And Derek was on Suboxone. We found some of his wrapper over there.
Yeah, and Derek told me, well, that's not because he's an addict. That's for his seizures and pain medication. And I think Derek lied to me a lot. And I hate to talk bad about the dead. It's just like I'm kind of confused about what
was real and what wasn't.
Yeah.
We all are. Man. See, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say. You're giving our family his memory, something that we can take with us, because none of us actually knew that Derek and Tina were living like this. We were blinded, and you're helping us to know the last few minutes of their life, because we did not know. We actually assumed once we found out they were living here that they was out in the cold that night, but they weren't, because you had tried to give them a place to stay.
Yeah, because it rained a little bit that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a roof over our head.
Right, so you did that for them. Those are the things you remember, what you tried. No matter what they did and stuff, you helped them.
Was you there when Derek called and told his daughter Happy Easter? It was about 9 a.m. Addison?
when he come across the railroad tracks. I mean, that's when he
They talk
come
to
behind
him
Kroger was 9
phone a
a.m.
lot. And, like, I don't pay attention to other people's business. I mean, people tell me their problems, and I listen, and it goes one ear and out the other. And it's like, it's hard for me to focus because it's like, he was on the phone, and yeah, he left. I woke up about 9 a.m. and I think he split about like 9:15, 9:20. He kind of disappeared, and I expected him to be back before checkout time, and I waited till like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I walked back down here to get my computer, and I couldn't go back because there's 2 dead bodies, and like the crack fiends stole everything of value that I had, and I don't care about everything of value because I can replace that, and I can't replace their Argentina.
Is New Hope working with you right now?
Well, not that hard. I got a mattress. I mean, they're trying to.
Do you feel more comfortable out here than you do if you were?
Well, the thing is, if they make me go to treatment, I have to meet
certain standards.
No, I have to meet people that I'm better off not knowing. I mean, all these crack fiend users and junkies, like...
I said the same thing, man. I think it's a mistake when you start putting people in the same room who are addicts and share common addictions. Because then they want to talk about it to one another, which just gets that urge going again.
Yeah, it fuels it. But the thing is, like, I more or less, I know how to deal with alcoholics because I am one. I know how to deal with white people because that's all I know. And once you force me to go to these meetings and hanging out with black crack addict users that might be nice enough when they're
sober.
Right. And once they fall off the wagon, like, I don't even know if they fell off the wagon because they're not drinking. I think it's pretty obvious when I'm drinking, whether I'm drinking, drunk or sober. I would always assume that. I've never really tried to hide it. But it's like, this is just such a tragedy. I mean, he's your brother. I just knew him for 2 weeks, and it hurts me because...
So they had only been out here for 2 weeks, that you know of?
About 2 or 3. Yeah, I was here first. And for some reason, Kathy must know about this by now.
Oh yes, yes, we're all working, we're all doing the best we can.
Have you met Kathy?
Yeah, she was living in the tent too.
Really?
Yeah, and then she went to live with her sister.
The day they left, Tina made the remark, Derek, we don't have a choice but to hitchhike back in the rain because we've got to get back to Mama. But I didn't think nothing of that statement.
How come, man?
Why ain't she even said nothing? Why ain't she Thank you.
I'll tell you why she feels like us. She feels guilty. I'm telling you, that she's eating up, man. And you can't be mad at her.
Oh, I'm not mad, but I'm saying, well, maybe she has
she's
to her
feeling
side
just
of the
like
family.
we are.
No, I'm saying maybe she probably has to her side of the family. She's talked about it.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
No,
well,
Kobe would know by now. With the way you and that girl been commenting stuff back and forth, she done said something to you.
Who?
Bree or whatever her name is. What's that little girl's name from Tina's side of the family? Or maybe it's Felicia's. Brooke, there you go.
Oh, yeah, that's Brooke.
You know,
That's
now they've been in communication up till yesterday with Tina's family, right?
Off and on, yes, we have.
I would think y'all would have heard something by now if she'd have
See, I
said
talked to
anything.
Ann the day, when I set the funeral arrangements, I talked to Ann that day.
And she didn't say a thing.
She didn't say a word.
I'm telling you, Kathy's not
Kathy
said
probably
nothing.
didn't tell me. I don't blame her.
She will.
I don't blame her. It'll come out of her. She'll eventually one day. I don't mean that. When I said that, I didn't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, I wonder why she hadn't told me. But I understand. I probably wouldn't either. I'd probably carried the secret too, just like he's done.
Grief is a hard thing, you know. It's like we don't always make the most rational. When we hear about a tragedy like this, our choices aren't necessarily the smartest that we initially make. You know, so you can't hold that against them.
Oh, no. Not at all. You're exactly right.
Basically, I've been sitting here sipping on beer and kind of not dealing with it.
Well, I'm sorry if we brought it up and made it worse.
No.
But thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because what you've given me right now is more closure, I think, than I had yesterday when I viewed his body. I seen Derek, and you've given me more closure. And thank you for that from the bottom of my heart, because I can share this with my son one day.
You're giving it to me. It's like I was just not dealing with it. And now that I'm talking about it, it kind of...
Maybe it'll make you feel... Have you not talked about it since it happened? This is the first time you've really talked about it?
Well, there was a black couple that came down here that I talked to a little bit. Very little. I just told them what I knew. I mean, there's been a lot more people down here on the track since this happened, since before it happened.
And nobody come talk to you?
Nobody come and talk?
Oh, yeah.
But, did anybody from the families ever come back out and talk to you, or just strangers and friends that you've met out here? Has anybody like us, the family, talked to you about it? Okay, so we're the only ones of his family you've talked with? Thank you for that.
And you're helping bring me closure.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, it makes me cry because I lost my friends. But you lost your brother. I knew him for 2 weeks. Like, so what? I've lost a lot of people over the years. And this is your brother. And it's like, fuck. Shit happens. But
I text him at 1:20 Sunday, and he never responded.
he was already dead.
I found out later that afternoon, but I even told my wife, I said something, because Derek always texted me right back within minutes.
Yeah.
And I was texting him on Tina's phone because he didn't have no minutes.
Yeah, that's the only communication we had was through Tina's phone.
Yep. And she had 2 phones. They put them back together. And I mean, what he told me is they spent $30 on Xanax, and like, she was so high she was nodding out. He hit me up for a cigarette, fell asleep with an unlit cigarette in her mouth, nodded off for a while, woke up again, hit me up for another cigarette, nodded out with that one in her hand, and like, I caught this because I'm an old drunk. I put my cigarettes out before I close my eyes, because I've nodded off with cigarettes or passed out, like drunks call it passing out, and people doing drugs call it nodding off, but whatever. And then he took off to pursue crack. This is what happened. He was taken by crack. I don't mean to speak badly.
You're not. You're telling us the truth, and that's what we need.
This is what happened. Like, he went, scored some crack. She woke up from her nodding off, said, "Where's Derek?" And I said, like, I don't know. He took off. She went and found him, punched him in the face. He never threatened her with violence. they had a really big argument that I was in the, like, I sat and watched. They didn't involve me in it. Neither of them tried to involve me in it. But it's like, he never threatened her with violence. He never raised her fist. He never said, I wish I could punch you out, sort of thing. Nothing like that. And after she left, he was all pissed off because he didn't like getting punched in the face in public. And I said, just sleep it off. Wait for the sun to come up. And when the sun came up, he said, I'm worried about my wife. She's asleep by herself in the tent. And then he kind of disappeared about 9:15 in the morning. And I got sick of waiting for him. And so like 1:30, I said, well, I might as well get my laptop and recharge it, and they'll probably show up sooner or later. And the cops were there in the parking lot, and they were dead. And I heard about it on the street because the cops didn't tell me nothing.
They didn't ask you if you knew them or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They got information, as much information from me as they could, but they didn't tell me anything. They didn't give me a card. They said, oh, this is an ongoing investigation, so we're not telling you anything. It's like, what I found out from people on the street.
Damn, man.
Derek didn't mean, like, Derek wasn't the one that killed himself.
I know. He wasn't like that, man. Regardless of what was going on, I know better.
But, I mean...
But let me tell you what he done. I'd have done for my wife. We've been together 19 years. I would have never left her on those tracks, man. I'd have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I would have, man. Now, that's a straight up truth.
Yes, and he's a stand-up guy. He, even though they just had a really big argument, talking about divorce, talking about, I wish I'd never met you, he didn't walk away. So you have that of your brother, to know that he's a stand-up guy, that when push came to shove, he might have been too high to do the very good right thing, but he stood next to her.
God took them together because they couldn't have lived without each other. That's why he did it the way he did it.
Like,
So,
I was, some crack addict talked me out of my last $9. I passed out on the tracks, and next to the tracks, and a train did that to me.
did you see that?
You see that?
What was it?
The train, his jacket is where he passed out. That's what happened.
I passed out on next to the tracks, and I was like right on the edge of the tracks. I heard the train coming. I was drunk. I didn't care. I said, "Oh, I'm not on the tracks. I'm good." But apparently something was hanging off it. It ripped the coat off my back in two, ripped my T-shirt, and I got a couple bruises. But it didn't draw a drop of blood from me. And then the train takes Derek and Tina. It's like, wow. I mean, I get a miracle. And I get miracles all the time. But Derek and Tina didn't.
Or maybe they did. Maybe this was their miracle to take them out of this life. Because they were struggling with it. They were lying and hiding it. So maybe that was the reason, so they didn't have to try and deal with it anymore. I don't know. Nobody will ever know. So.
Yeah. We don't know what comes next. I choose to believe in reincarnation because I believe in a loving God, and why would he take innocent children with leukemia and shit like that who've never done anything bad if it's not, like, I call it a bad hair day. I think our lives are eternal, and I choose to believe that we keep coming back to this world.
I believe that too.
And they'll come back better.
Yes, that's why I said that was maybe their miracle, that God just decided they just had worked too hard. He wanted them to rest. So that's the way I have to look at it. I'm low beyond belief. Thank you for bringing me and us experiencing this. Now we know the real deal. No more assumptions, you know. No more assuming. Now we know from now. Do you want to go to Motel 6?
I think it should. Do you want to go to the funeral tomorrow?
Where is it?
It's in Burlington, but I'll come get you. Because Tina's funeral's in Durham.
They're not doing it together. Kathy won't let us have the service together.
That's fucked up.
It is.
Well,
it is. But
that's their choice.
But we're gonna go anyway.
Yeah, we're still going. We're just having them at different times. Derek's is in the morning. Hers is tomorrow at 2. But he's asking if you would like to go. He will come down here and pick you up and bring you back. But it's up to you.
Yeah, I'd never leave you nowhere, man. I'm not like that. I would never leave you nowhere.
No. It's like, what does a service need to be? It's like,
True.
I mean,
even if you don't go, man, I'm gonna come back here and see you tomorrow.
Are you usually here?
well,
Back and forth?
I go to the off-ramp. They were working the off-ramp, working the sign.
We know.
Like, I generally don't bother with a sign because beer is cheap. And I just sit there with my hand out. So I call it flying a sign, but I usually do it without a sign. And I just go and hang out there for an hour or two, and people hand me money, and I come back here. So, like, I don't know, what time is this funeral?
It's at 10 a.m. But we have to be there at 9. So I would have to probably be here around 6, a little bit after 6 in the morning. But don't feel bad if you don't go, but I'm going to bring you some stuff by here to make your life here a little easier.
Yeah, we're going to get some stuff together and bring to you. Is there anything, maybe just one thing that you would like to have?
No, I got a flashlight, I got tobacco, I'm going to run out of beer, I don't want to ask you to pay for my beer.
I got a 16-man tent with 2 queen-size mattresses, air mattresses.
Would you use it if he brings it?
It's got a cooler section off the back. You can walk in it. It's got a ceiling fan.
Shit. Like, I would have to get my shit together to set it up.
I'll help you. I'll help you clean up. I'll help you set it up tomorrow after the funeral.
If not,
After
it's okay.
Tina's, so it would be later on tomorrow afternoon. Her funeral's not till 2, so I probably wouldn't get here till 4 or 5, but it won't take us long, man. I'll bring a damn chainsaw and we'll do what we gotta do.
Yeah. It'd be better to put it on the other side of the bridge.
Wherever you want it. You choose what you want. And we'll bring you some stuff. We're going to get some stuff together. That's our way of thanking you for being there for Derek and Tina in their last hours. And for giving us all this information, because we did not know. We had no idea how they were living.
No.
So, thank you.
Tough.
It is.
Like, there was not being a truth teller.
No.
Like,
But
Well,
neither, in
was
all
she.
reality, that neither one of them were, man. They were lying
No.
to one another and lying to
They
other
fed
people
each
too,
other.
man.
Yeah. And I helped fuel this, and I didn't know.
You didn't feel
Like,
it.
I did not see this coming. Like, when they had I didn't know they had marital problems at all. I didn't know that crack was an issue at all. And
Until Saturday night.
yes, until it fell apart, until it was too late. And then I told Derek, just sleep it off, worry about it in the morning. In the morning, he said, my wife's alone in the woods. I already told you this. He went to check on her. He wasn't mad anymore. He was just being caring. And she's doing suicide by train, and he goes with her. And it's like, this happened like right here. I don't really need a 16-minute tent, because I have another friend who came down since this happened, who's leaving like an 8-man tent, and says he's gonna give that to me when he gets his housing. And so it's like, I got more tents than I know what to do with.
What could you use?
Food, clothes, blankets.
A pair of pants.
Pants.
Yeah.
Was
I
it
got
about
some for you.
30, 32?
Okay.
Yeah, 32,
I got you.
30.
Maybe some shirts.
I got another shirt.
Okay, so a
Like,
pair of pants.
I'm a dirty hippie. I don't change clothes that
Hey, I'm a
often.
dirty hippie
Hey,
too,
we
man.
all are hippies.
Trust me.
So a pair of pants. What else is something you need?
Like,
Food. You need
I eat
blankets.
occasionally.
What kind of food do you like? Like what kind of stuff do you need?
Non-perishable.
Yeah. Nothing that's gonna go bad for you.
Well, that would probably be better, because I got food right here that I'm not going to eat because it's too old, because I didn't eat it when I was given it. And like non-perishable with self-opening, like, that would probably be good. It's like, I mean, I've been dealing with this by not dealing with it. You know what I mean? I've just been not dealing with this. Like, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with people.
I've been trying to hold it together, but I couldn't today,
It's-
man.
yeah.
I couldn't.
I know. It's like, I mean, something like this goes down.
Got 5 in here.
He died a hero.
Yes, he did.
He died a hero trying to save his wife. It didn't work out. There was drugs involved. I'm no better just because my drug is alcohol. Instead of all these things I have trouble remembering the names of, it's like, I'm no better. And it's like, but it's
We all have addictions, man. Mine's weed. I don't care about alcohol. I don't care about pills. I don't care about coke. None of that shit. I just smoke pot. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not going to kill you.
No.
It might make
It
you
ain't
a
gonna make me
little-
go rob nobody either.
Right. And it's like, I get really sick if I run out of beer when I'm on a drunk. Like, I used to stay drunk for years, and now I'm a binge drinker. I stay drunk for weeks. And when I run out of beer, it's not a pretty picture. But I still don't go shoplift. I mean, I can deal with the pain.
Apparently Derek wasn't either. We just talked to a guy up here at the Kroger that said that Derek was just in there buying stuff.
That
And he said
morning.
he paid for it. He made sure to tell us he paid for what he got.
Yeah.
Derek come and asked for his help, and he helped him, and he said Derek paid for the food and stuff that morning. So evidently, when he left from the motel, he went to the grocery store to get food to find Tina.
There's some video footage of Derek in the parking lot here at the grocery store.
walking across.
A little after 9.
Yeah, that's about I thought it was 9:20.
Well, we don't know the exact time, but we
Yeah, we
know it
just
was
know
around 9, sometime around there. So it was.
Yeah, because I woke up at 9 and fed myself a couple of beers, and I was talking to Derek, and I told him the night before he was all mad at Tina. Wait until morning. In the morning, he said, I got to go check on my wife. She's alone in the tent. And that's the last I heard. You know, next thing I know, they're dead. And, I kind of want to set up those crosses the Mexicans
Somebody's
put up.
put some flowers out there now. Somebody has stuck a couple
Good.
of red roses up there.
Good.
Amber, I think Amber and them said they had them, but they didn't bring them. I thought Amber, who was it was talking about the crosses? They had the crosses and stuff. Wasn't it Amber and Brenda? I could have swore that, yes, that's what they told me standing outside yesterday morning when we all left the funeral home. We were standing in the parking lot. That's what they told me, because that's why they asked me did I want to go with them. And I thought Michelle was taking me, but I didn't see them. I'm ready to go until 6.
I think we're gonna ride up here to the motel, but I'll be back here tomorrow after the funeral.
We're going to get some stuff together for you, okay? Once
Okay,
again, Paul,
I don't need
thank you.
much. God gives me everything I need.
Hey man, go get
Oh.
you something.
Right on. And don't forget your
Yeah.
Right on, brother. This